It was the best of times, it was the worst of times. One of the most bizarre career trajectories in American politics. Now an intermission. Our number one story, Sarah Palin's curtain call. Yesterday, the end of Act One for the ex-governor of Alaska, after a year's worth of fancy convention clothes and musings on dead fish. Ms. Palin now heading toward that higher calling. And while she remains coy on what might come next, time now to look back at what was the year of Palin.
Now, Sarah, Keith is here with sports, other news besides Iditarod, right?
Right, there was some good college basketball today. I'm going to show you highlights. Let's tell you all about that next. See right there.
She's exactly who I need. She's exactly who this country needs.
Senator, I am honored to be chosen as your running mate.
Who in the heck is she? The 20-month veteran? The two-term mayor of Wasilla, Alaska, population 9,236? The governor who was for the bridge to nowhere before she was against it?
I told Congress thanks, but no thanks on that bridge to nowhere.
By the way, as of tomorrow, every time Senator Palin repeats one of her standard lies, I will donate $100 to charity.
I did tell Congress thanks, but no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks.
Thanks, but no thanks.
And so the check to the Alaska Special Olympics is in the amount of $3,700.
And the next Vice President of the United States, Sarah Palin.
I love those hockey moms. You know, they say the difference between a hockey mom and a pit bull? Lipstick.
People who like this sort of thing will find this the sort of thing they like.
Don't you think we made the right choice for the next Vice President of the United States?
I went to an anti-Palin rally and a hockey game broke out. The Sarah Palin interview.
And Iraq, everywhere like such as.
I'm sorry, wrong tape.
Do you agree with the Bush doctrine?
In what respect, Charlie?
The Bush, what do you interpret it to be?
His worldview?
All political gas will now by necessity have to be put in historical context. BP or AP?
You know, is he going to do this and just...
Before Palin or after Palin?
You can even play Stump the Candidate if you want to.
What other Supreme Court decisions do you disagree with?
Well, let's see. There's... Of course, in the great history of America, there have been rulings that there's never going to be absolute consensus by every American.
Governor, are you a feminist?
I'm not going to label myself anything, Brian.
Do you consider yourself a feminist?
I do. Our next door neighbors are foreign countries. They're in the state that I am the executive of. Putin rears his head and comes into the airspace of the United States of America. Where do they go? It's Alaska. It's just right over the border.
What newspapers and magazines did you regularly read before you were tapped for this to stay informed and to understand the world?
I've read most of them, again, with a great appreciation for the press, for the media.
Like what one specifically, I'm curious that you...
all of them.
I'm just going to ask you one more time, not to belabor the point, specific examples in his 26 years of pushing for more regulation.
I'll try to find you some and I'll bring them to you.
And now it belongs to the ages.
Hey, can I call you Joe?
Palin v. Biden. And that was not a Supreme Court verdict.
I may not answer the questions the way that either the moderator you want to hear. Say it ain't so, Joe. Barack Obama and Senator Biden. Drill, baby, drill. Nuclear. Clean, green, natural gas. Team of mavericks. Maverick. What do you expect? A team of mavericks. And that's what John McCain meant. And I'm going to keep pushing him on Anwar, though. It's my dad who's in the audience today. Joe Six-Pack, hockey moms across the nation. How long have I been at this? Like 5 weeks?
One of Barack Obama's earliest supporters is Bill Ayers, a domestic terrorist. Domestic terrorist.
Domestic terrorist. Domestic terrorist.
Domestic terrorist. Domestic terrorist.
In Guy's living room?
In the name of Jesus, every form of witchcraft.
I must say, Governor Palin, I love the documentary they made on your life. You know, Hustler's Nailing Palin?
Oh, good. Thank you.
It is useful to recall the conventional wisdom regarding vice presidential picks. First, do no harm. But Governor Palin, 8 weeks after her selection, seems to be continuing to do harm.
Those clothes are not my property. My favorite shop is a consignment shop in Anchorage, Alaska called Out of the Closet.
Based on multiple reports from multiple sources, Sarah Palin is a rogue GOP elephant.
I'm glad now that Elizabeth brought it up because it gives me an opportunity without the filter of the media to get to tell
takes no advice from anyone. Hasselbeck.
My friends, we have come to the end of a long journey. The American people have spoken, and they have spoken clearly.
I don't think it's changed me at all. I have the same values and convictions and positions and policies. Just a greater appreciation, I think, for what other candidates go through. You know, it's pretty brutal. And it was a blast. Every day was just a blast out there on the trail.
Sarah, it was a blast for us too. We can never thank you enough. I mean it.